Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take sources, articles, research you send us, and, well, we boil it all down to the core insights.
Yep, trying to give you that shortcut to being really well-informed. Maybe find some surprising stuff, too.
And today, we're getting into some really fascinating territory. The world of Alan Watts. Specifically, his pretty unique take on good and evil. He basically asks, what if good and evil aren't actually fighting? What if they're more like two hands of the same reality, necessary hands?
Right, and that's kind of our mission here, to unpack this idea Watts has, that the world isn't these rigid opposites, good versus evil.
Not static, you mean?
Exactly. He sees it more like complementary forces. Think inhale and exhale, or light and shadow. They aren't battling each other.
They need each other to even exist, for the whole cosmic rhythm, as he might say.
Precisely.
So Watts uses this metaphor, the left and right hands of God, for good and evil. What's he getting at there? How does thinking of them as hands instead of, opponents change things?
Well, what's really interesting is how he looks at those old myths, the myth of the two brothers.
Like Osiris and Set, or Christ and Satan.
Exactly those. Watts doesn't see them as just stories about good winning. He thinks they show something deeper about polarity. The key idea is, it's the one playing at being two.
The one playing at being two. So reality itself is sort of performing duality.
Kind of, yeah. The ultimate reality, which is undivided, expresses itself through these pairs. Not because it's broken, but more like a dynamic unfolding, a play.
So these figures, they aren't really enemies.
Not in the ultimate sense. They're complementary aspects of a deeper unity. I mean, think about it. What's up without down?
Or figure without ground.
Right.
You only get the meaning because of the contrast.
Exactly.
And wow, that really pushes against how most of us think, doesn't it? What Watts called moral literalism.
That gut feeling that good is here, evil's over there, and our job is to, well...
purify everything, get rid of the bad half.
Yeah, and he says that's like trying to keep only the front of a coin.
You can't. It feels so wrong, almost, but you literally can't have one without the other.
It is very counterintuitive. And it brings up this important point about the dark brother figure in these stories.
All right, not just a bad guy.
Not just a villain, Watts' view. He's the necessary disruptor. Without that disruption, there's no pattern, no meaning. The sources mention the serpent in Eden, for example. Not just tempting, but actually awakening consciousness.
Oh, okay.
Or even Judas. In John's gospel, he's sort of seen as chosen for the fulfillment of the story.
So this devil figure...
It isn't some cosmic mistake. He's God's left hand, maybe. Playing the tough role, the one that burns away pretense, brings things to light. The disruption forces awareness.
That's a heavy thought. But then, okay, the really hard question comes up. If both hands belong to God, what about horrible things? Real human cruelty, rape, murder.
Yeah.
Does this view somehow excuse that, make the suffering less real?
And that's absolutely critical.
Yeah.
Watts is not making excuses for evil acts.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's more a recognition, he'd say.
A recognition of what?
That the darkest horrors aren't proof of a broken world. Instead, maybe they show how deep the game goes.
Wow.
He ties it to the idea of freedom. Real freedom includes the risk.
Yeah.
The awful risk.
Yeah.
That someone might choose the unthinkable.
And if you took away that possibility...
you'd unravel the whole thing. So the point isn't to, worship the shadow or run away from it, is to see it. And then choose consciousness, not innocence.
Choose consciousness. Understand the whole spectrum, even the terrible parts, without actually condoning them.
Exactly.
Understand it.
So, zooming out a bit, this coincidence of opposites idea, like yin and yang, unity inside the duality. For us, that means maybe letting go of needing absolute moral certainty and seeing life as this constant interplay, woven from tension, contrast, movement between poles.
It's dynamic, not a fixed state. And importantly, that myth of the two brothers, it isn't just some cosmic story out there.
It's inside us. It's inside you. You are potentially both the one who builds and the one who breaks. The generous part and the grasping part.
And if we deny that, pretend we're only the good part.
Well, Watts suggests that's when we project our own shadow onto others. We end up fighting phantoms.
That are really parts of ourselves we don't want to see.
Exactly.
So actually becoming aware of your own inner shadow, that's not weakness. It's the start of freedom.
The beginning of freedom, yes.
Yes.
It lets you choose consciously which part of you leads.
You're not trying to destroy the shadow. You're trying to become a whole person who's aware of both hands. Both possibilities.
Aware of both hands. Ultimately, Watts is painting a picture of the cosmos, not as good finally beating evil, but as this incredible dance, a pulsation, a rhythm,
One playing as two. Cosmic game of hide and seek, maybe?
a deep game, yeah.
And Watts had such a great way of putting it. We do not need to solve this only to see it, he said. We do not need to be rid of our demons because we never truly lose them. We only learn to live above them.
Live above them.
So, something for you to think about. How might seeing reality's two hands and your own internal dualities shift how you understand, well, everything, all the world's complexity?